From the complete Grimm's fairy tales, this is the straw, the coal, and the bean. In a village dwelt a poor old woman who had gathered together a dish of beans and wanted to cook them. So she made a fire on her hearth, and that it might be the burn the quicker, she lit it with a handful of straw. When she was emptying the beans into the pan, one dropped without her observing it and lay on the ground beside the straw. And soon afterwards, a burning coal from the fire leapt down to the two. Then the straw began and said, "Dear friends, from whence do you come here?" And the coal replied, "I fortunately sprang out of the fire, and had not escaped by sheer force, my death would have been certain. I should have been burnt to ashes." The bean, too, said, "I have escaped with the whole of my skin, but if only the old woman had got me in the pan, I should have been made into a broth without any mercy like my comrades, and would have had a better fate befallen my lot," said the straw. "The old woman destroyed all my brethren in fire and smoke, and she seized 60 of them at once and took their lives. I luckily slipped through her fingers." "But what are we to do now?" "I think," answered the bean, that as we have so fortunately escaped death, we should go out together like good companions, and lest a new mischance should overtake us here, we should go away together and repair to a foreign country." The proposition pleased the other two, and they set out on their way together. Soon, however, they came to a little brook, and as there was no bridge or foot-plank, they did not know how they were to get across it. The straw hit on a good idea and said, "I will lay myself across, and then you two can walk over me as a bridge." And the straw therefore stretched itself out from one bank to the other, and the coal, who was impetuous of an impetuous disposition, tripped quite boldly onto the newly built bridge. But when she had reached the middle and heard the water rushing beneath her, she was after all afraid, and stood still and ventured no further. The straw, however, began to burn, and broke into two pieces and fell into the stream, and the coal slipped after her and hissed as she got into the water and breathed her last. The bean, who'd prudently stayed behind on the shore, could not but laugh at the event, but was unable to stop, and laughed so heartily that she burst. It would have been all over with her likewise, if not by good fortune a tailor, who was travelling by in search of work, had not sat down to rest by the brook. As he was compassionate of heart, he pulled out a needle and thread and sewed her back together. The bean thanked him most prettily, but as the tailor used black thread, since then all beans have a black seam.